Hey, good morning. I'm the Mad Monk, and I play this role because people say I'm nuts. They say, "How? What are you talking about? We cannot just get rid of the people who rule over us. They would cause wars, and they would steal all of our money, and they would, they would, and if we didn't have government, then warlords would show up, and they would start like hurting us, and oh my God, I'm so scared, and I can't be responsible for myself because what if somebody's gonna come and hurt me? Right. I'm gonna just go ahead and show you guys some of this other side of me because sometimes I'm really boring and I'm really peace. I'm heavily meditated, right? But there's polarities of us, right? And if I was always just like this and I only talk to you with no movement and very calm, you'd probably be bored. And Monty's like, I gotta do outside, so we're gonna make this really short. But I was just inspired to shoot this video because people think that people have no ability of defending themselves, and that is nuts. That is nuts. I mean, didn't you know that just with a little bit of practice, you can throw fiery balls of lead from your fingertips, enabling you to eliminate a threat that is much bigger than you, and even sometimes a mile away, right? Because that is the power that we hold within ourselves. And that's why there are so many people trying to take away your ability of defending yourself, right? Because look at this guy. because because guns are scary. Look at this. We made this place where no guns can exist, right? And then guns existed and they hurt people, right? Because because somebody somewhere said so. And I know that the events that have happened in the past and that will continue to happen until people are capable and willing to um, take the few minutes. I mean, as a child, I knew how to handle a gun. As a child, my grandfather would throw a can up in the air and I could shoot it out of the air with my little shotgun he gave me, right? I mean, I'm like 8 years old. I'm toting around a little 410 shotgun. I felt pretty empowered, and I never have shot anyone. Well, I've never shot anyone that didn't ask for it. I mean, but no, seriously, it has never gone off accidentally. Well, you know what? I did have one accidental discharge in my life, and and it scared me, and it it proves that even somebody who is very comfortable with them can make an error. But if you follow the basic tenets, keep your finger off the trigger and keep it pointed in a safe direction, right? And luckily, when it did go off, it was pointed in a safe direction. But it was really scary because it shot right by me and shot up into the wall, right? And that, as long as you maintain these basic tenets, keep your finger off the trigger. Well, and that I actually blame the manufacturer on that one because if you have a shell that was inside the shotgun, there's a little tiny button right next to the trigger that you have to push in to be able to eject it. Well, when I was doing it from the position I was in doing it, I touched the trigger and it went off. So, but what I'm telling you is that 99.999% of the time, if you're handling your firearm in a way, I mean, okay, let me let you know. I mean, this even when I was in the military, we had firing, we had a clearing barrel. And so law enforcement are regularly having, anybody who's handling a gun a lot, there's a chance of an accidental discharge, right? And so when I was in the military, before we turn our weapons in at the armory, we would you'd have to clear your rifle or clear your pistol in the clearing barrel, which is just a piece of pipe going into a bunch of sand, right, in case it went off. But I mean, sometimes that clearing room got really loud. I mean, because somebody would boom, and it's like, oops, I didn't know that was in there, but it was kept in the right direction, right? And before it was placed in the right direction, their finger was grounded on the side of the firearm. You know, I mean, you keep your finger, you keep your little trigger finger out of that hole until you're ready to shoot it, right? And you're on target. So I want people to know that guns, although they are capable um, of causing damage, right? It's only the person not willing to follow some very, very simple rules that's ever going to cause harm to somebody else unintentionally, right? And I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, because everything happens. Everything happens at some point somewhere. But we if I was being harmed and I was incapable of protecting myself, and there were 7 people around me watching it happen, and none of them were empowered to stop the threat that was obviously, um, not within my consent, I'd be sad, and I'd probably end up dead, right? But there's already been some situations where me having a firearm, I was able to take care of a situation and it kept everybody safe. There's a lot of situations. If you go on YouTube and you start looking up people fighting back, right? You'll be able to watch it for weeks. People in the ability of defending themselves can also defend those around them. And when we work together locally, everywhere, everyone can help to maintain their local security. And we can do this with much more accountability because we're not being told by somebody somewhere else to just go start making contact and threatening them, with force. We're only using force in the act of defense. And when you're in the act of defense, you should be really good at it, right? I mean, it's kind of fun. I mean, to know that you can point your finger point your finger at something and it just explodes, right? That's power, right? Um, but we also need to learn empathy, because we have a whole bunch of people who are playing games where they're shooting people. And I was just talking with a young man the other day, and he even said, he's like, "Well, I wouldn't mind shooting people." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Do you think war is a joke? Do you think life is nothing to be valued? I mean, what's up with you that you don't value life?" Well, and we're living in a culture that has been shaped for a long time towards violence, towards apathy, towards things that are not natural, towards, well, we have a lot of people killing themselves slowly, and we have some people killing themselves quickly because they're living in a reality that they don't even want to exist in anymore. So anyway, give you a little a good morning wake up with the Mad Monk and what we're doing up here at the Apocalyptic Ashram, Hawks Haven. We're teaching people how to live free, and how to live healthy and happy, and peaceful and abundant. And if everybody's doing that, like Monty said, I want to really go outside. Is that what you're saying? All right. So hope you have a great day. And yeah, if you don't yet have a firearm and the ability of defending yourself, because the cops are minutes away when seconds count. So it's a good idea. And if you need some consultation about that, you know, I've got a couple other videos here on the YouTube channel that talk a little bit about that. And he's kind of really letting me know he wants to go outside. So have a good day. Oh, subscribe right here. And next video that YouTube thinks is good for you is right here. Thanks.